and welcome to Port Rowan, Ontario, situated along the shores of Lake Erie, overlooking beautiful Long Point's Inner Bay. Lots of people in town today getting ready for this big event as we head down to Starks Golf Course for the International Long Drive Challenge Men's Open Division, where the top 3 competitors of this event will represent Canada and Jamaica for the International Long Drive Challenge. It's a super day with some great action heading your way. Hello everyone, and welcome to the International Long Drive Challenge, coming to you from Starks Golf Course in beautiful Port Rowan, Ontario. I'm your host, Ron Yantho, along with my co-host, Rick Benoit. And today we are going to see some exciting golf action. Today is the National Men's Process for Team Canada. Now, Rick, what can you tell us about this?
Well, that's right, Ron. We're really excited about the Canadian National Selection Process for Team Canada to see who will represent Canada in Jamaica at the International Long Drive Challenge. Now, leading up to this event, we've had several qualifying processes throughout the year that have gotten us here, and we've gotten some big talent. Jason Davies, Jordan Watson, and a longtime long driver, and Ryan Hawkins stepping into the tee box. So let's see what happens at this event.
Looks good, looks exciting. Let's head down and get things underway. Okay, let's take a look at the rules and regulations. Each hitter has 3 minutes to hit 6 balls. Now, there'll be 2 hitters in a tee box, a total of 6 minutes maximum. Balls must come to its final resting point inside the grid. Measurements are taken from the furthest point of the ball. Grid is 420 yards long by 45 yards wide. Each hitter will hit the provided, marked, and approved Pinnacle Gold golf ball. Clubs must not exceed 50 inches in length and will be measured in the upright position. And we're going to start things off this afternoon with the quarterfinals here at Starks Golf Course. And this time around, we've got, starting it all off, Rick Benoit and Connor Hadaway. Rick, what can you tell us about Connor?
Well, Connor's new to the sport, and getting into the tee box for the first time in a national process, the nerves have to be high for Connor here. So let's see if he can settle himself down and get a few balls into the grid.
Okay, Connor, for his first drive here.
You can see him setting up behind the ball. He's got a good stance, stable, and he stays behind the golf ball as he swings through it.
It's like a nice high drive ball, but off towards the right there, Rick.
Yeah, and again, OB on his first one, it's imperative to try and get one of those first 3 balls into the grid. He's got his work cut out for him here, but he needs to settle down in that tee box a little bit. You can see him taking a deep breath. The nerves are a little bit high there. He's got to settle down.
Third drive here. Didn't look too happy on that one, Rick.
Yeah, you can see by his reaction he's not happy at all. And quite often what happens when you hit that ball, as soon as you hit it, whether it's going in or out.
And Rick, you're up here for your second drive here. Of course, you had a little problems on the first one.
On my first ball, I went out of bounds, and I got to settle it down too. Just because you've been in the tee box before and experience is an asset, you're still nervous, and you got to settle things down.
Kept this one on the grid, though.
Not a bad ball. Comes in at about 340, but you saw it check up in that grass, and that could be a couple of things. Ground could be soft, or there could be a lot of spin on that ball, and in that case, there was a lot of spin on that ball, and it just checked up short.
In your third drive here.
And you can see with one in the grid, I really tried to go after that one, and as a result, I pushed it just a little bit and got a little more roll on that ball, so I think it went a little bit further there.
Around 359 yards on that one.
Yeah, you know what? 358's not a bad ball. 2 out of 3 in the grid to start things off. Now, I've given Connor something to chase here. He's really got to go after it to get you 358.
Takes a swing. Big swing, way up in the air. Heading down, and 362 yards. Looks pretty good on that one, Rick.
Yeah, he's got to be happy with that drive. Connor 0 for 5 to that point in time, and now he's posted a big score. He can really go after the ball on this drive.
Connor trying to beat his 362 on his fifth, his sixth and final this time. Big swing on that one. Off towards the left, and not too happy with that one, Rick.
Yeah, he's not too happy with his last drive, but 362 is a big number with the wind conditions the way they are today and the ground being a little soft. That's a pretty big number to post on his 5th ball. I got my work cut out for me here.
And Rick, you're up here on your fourth getting ready. A lot of stuff must be going through your mind right now.
Well, most of all, I'm just trying to settle myself down a little bit. I know I've got 362 to beat. I've posted a 358, but I don't want to overswing here.
Way down the center.
And you can see that I posted that one off the left side. I pulled it a little bit, which means I was out in front of the ball just a little bit too much and overswung it, pulled it to the left.
And you're getting ready for your sixth drive right now, Rick. Some problems on the fifth.
OB on my fifth, and let's see what I can do on my last ball here.
Looks long. Looks good, Rick. Nice long drive there. 365 yards. 66 yards.
You know what? I got a hold of that one, and fortunately for me, I got a lot of roll on that ball, so I ended up at 366. But you can see in the replay here, I get a good shoulder turn, and I follow all the way through the golf ball on that swing.
We're at the International Long Drive Men's Open Division at Stark's Golf Course in Port Rowan. It's the national qualifying process, and the winner will be heading down to Jamaica to represent Canada. Ryan Hawkins and Jason Davies up right now. What can you tell us about these guys, Rick?
Ryan Hawkins is no stranger to the tee box. He's an experienced long driver. With his opponent, Jason Davies, brand new to the sport this year, but boy, can he hit the ball. He can hit the ball a ton. He's just got to settle himself down now. We're in the quarterfinals here of the national selection process. He knows he's got to hit a ball long here to win. So he's got to settle himself down. Going against Ryan Hawkins, that's not going to be an easy task.
He didn't have any luck on his first drive. Here with his second drive, Jason. First one going OB. Heading right down to the left center. Looks like a good bounce on that one, Rick.
Yeah, he got a lot of roll on that. He probably got about 20 yards worth of roll on that ball. And good hop, which means very little spin on that ball. 361 is a good post.
Good one, good one. Down off towards the left again for Jason Davies. Unfortunately, OB for that one.
And what happens typically, you know, is we get that first score posted, and then we try and really go after it, and that tends to have that overswing, and we pull the ball to the left or the right, depending on where we are in the tee box.
Ryan Hawkins stepping up to the tee blocks right now with his first drive. And takes a big swing. Big swing down towards the left. Didn't look too happy with that one, though.
No, he's not happy with that at all on his first drive. He knows he's got 361 to chase here, but I think he's hoping those pants really help him along here in this event.
Stepping up to the plate for his second drive.
Turn, baby!
You can hear him trying to coach that one. He's asking the ball to turn. He really wants that ball to come back into the grid. He knows he got all of that one.
Off towards the left, it looks like. Way off towards the left and out of bounds on that one.
Yeah, he pushed that ball off to the left-hand side, which means he didn't open his hips up quite enough and fall through the golf ball. So he's still 0 for 3. He's got a lot of catching up to do.
And Jason stepping up to the mound right now for his fourth drive here this afternoon. Big swing for Jason. Off towards the right, it looks like.
OB on that one, and you know what? He's again, he pushed that one. He didn't open up his hips quite soon enough on that. His hands got ahead of him there.
And Jason with his fifth going OB. And this one following along the same path, Rick.
And typically that's what happens, you know. We push one right, we pull one left, and we're trying to adjust ourselves in the tee box while we're doing it. But sometimes there's just not enough time to figure it out.
They call him the Hawk. Ryan Hawkins up with his fourth drive here. Ryan taking a big swing.
And you can see him slip on that drive there, Ron. He really tried to pepper that one, get everything behind that, and as a result, slipped in the tee box.
And that one going way off towards the left for Ryan. As he steps up again, this is his sixth drive. His fifth, of course, going out of bounds for the Hawk, and drive number 6 for Ryan Hawkins. Ryan getting ready for drive number 6. Didn't look very happy with that one, Rick.
No, Ryan's not happy at all. I mean, he's gone 0 for 6 here, and that really hurt him in this competition, with that being his first loss of this double knockout event. So we have the instant replay here with Jason Davies. You can see his good, stable, wide stance, and he gets a good shoulder turn and through the golf ball.
And checking out our current national standings, Jordan Watson, Rick Benoit, and Ryan Hawkins all with 1 loss. Jason Davies, the only golfer so far, not to have lost automatically. He now advances to the finals while the rest of the pack battle it out to meet him there. And more action coming up this afternoon as we are at the International Long Drive Challenge, Men's Open Division at Starks Golf Course in Port Rowan.
This portion of the program brought to you by Lanky Rat Creations, original inspired art.
And welcome back to the International Long Drive Challenge. It's the Men's Open Division at Starks Golf Course right here in Port Rowan. It is a beautiful day. Lots of sunshine, around 23 degrees. Light wind out of the southwest at about 15 kilometers. And up next, we've got Rick Benoit and Jordan Watson. Rick, what can you tell us about Jordan?
Jordan Watson, new to the sport, 28 years old, a right-handed swinger, is swinging a crank head using the latest equipment out there, and has done really well in the qualifying process up to this point. In the semifinals now.
And you are stepping up to the plate. This is your second drive. Didn't do so good on the first drive there, Rick.
Yeah, OB on my first, and again, semifinals, doesn't matter how experienced you are in this sport, you really got to settle things down and concentrate on what you're doing.
A lot of pressure stepping up to the mound for a lot of these long drivers. Driving it off towards the left, Rick, and what happened here?
I pulled it. Again, I know Jordan can hit a long ball, so I'm really trying to step on one. And again, it's really important to post a number on one of your first three drives. So that's what I'm really concentrating here now on.
And your third drive, looking good on this one though, Rick. Right down, pretty much down the center. Not a bad drive.
Yeah, I was down to the right side of the center there, and you can see that right side is just a little bit softer, and the ball checks up. Whereas if you hit the ball on the left side of the grid, you're getting a little more roll.
And Jordan Watson up with his second drive here. First one going out of bounds. He went for that big swing. Down towards the right, it looks like, Rick.
Yeah, big, strong boy. He just pushed the ball out with his hands a little bit to the right side. And as a result, he's 0 for 2 here on his first two drives.
Trying for drive number 3 right now, Jordan Watson. Big, powerful swing coming up.
Yeah, he's not quite following through with this swing there. You can see him checking up at the top, and he's not coming all the way through. You want to have your belly button looking down towards the center of the target, the center of the grid when you finish up.
Okay, Rick Benoit up to the plate right now. Now, Rick had some problems on drive number 4. What happened there?
I really got to settle things down. I'm trying to overswing it. I know if Jordan gets a hold of one, he's certainly going to beat 340.
Drive number 6, Rick, hoping for bigger and better things this time.
Again, I'm just trying to post a bigger number than 340 here.
Didn't look too happy, Rick.
No, not too happy at all, and you can see it in my face and my actions there. I know that ball's out of bounds.
Out of bounds, definitely, and drive number 5 for Jordan Watson. His drive number 4 going OB. Number 5 for Jordan Watson. A little concentrating there. Hoping to keep it right down the center. Big, strong swing from Jordan, and up in the air and down towards the right of the grid. And OB.
And you can see there, Jordan opened up really well on that last swing. He followed all the way through. His hands are just a little bit late.
Okay, Jordan Watson up on his final drive here this afternoon. Really got to pull out all the perks. His last chance to keep it on the grid and get some distance on the ball.
And you can see he really followed through there and opened up, but again, his hands are late coming through that ball. As a result, OB on his final shot.
There we got it, Rick Benoit.
And here we go with the instant replay on that 340. You can see here that I take the club all the way back, and I check up short on my follow-through, which hurt me a little bit on my distance.
Checking out our national standing, Watson gets knocked out, leaving Benoit and Hawkins with 1 loss each to square off for a spot at the finals up against Jason Davies. International Long Drive Challenge, Men's Open Division, the final round coming up, so stay with us.
This portion of the program brought to you by Starks Golf Course, great family golfing.
Welcome back to the International Long Drive Challenge, the men's division here at Starks Golf Course. Great day, lots of sunshine, around 23, 24 degrees outside. Light wind out of the southwest. And up next, it is the semifinals. And this time around, we've got Ryan Hawkins and Rick Benoit. Should be a good one this time around, Rick.
Yeah, you know what? Again, Ryan Hawkins is no stranger to that tee box. He's a veteran of the sport, and we're at the top three now. And to see who faces off against Jason Davies in the finals, this should be a good round. And between Ryan and I, we've been in the tee box before, and this is a lot of fun for us here. You know, along with competition comes the camaraderie, and we egg each other on a little bit, so it's good.
And Ryan, probably the most colorful guy out here today, I would say.
He's a big fan of those loudmouth pants.
And Ryan with his first drive here this afternoon. Looks pretty pleased with that one.
Yeah, he's happy with that, staring it down as it goes down the grid, and there's that right side again. He got a little bit of roll on that ball, but not a whole lot.
47 yards.
Yeah, again, you know what? He's happy with that. Good start. First ball's in the grid at 347. He knows he can improve on that now. He can really swing out of his shoes.
And he is going to try desperately to do that as well as he takes hit number 2.
And you can see there in his swings, he's not holding anything back. He's trying to give it all he's got there.
And his third drive going out and stepping up to the plate. Rick, got big plans for this one for your first drive.
You know what? I'm just hoping to post a score here. You know, it's imperative to get that first of 3 into the grid, and Ryan's already got a 347 up.
Sounded good, Rick.
And you can see there I just overswang just a little bit, trying to get it out there. OB at 360, but OB doesn't count in this game.
And Rick, you're up here with your second drive here. Must be a lot of pressure under the cameras, I think, as well.
Well, under the cameras and your peers, and let's look at what we're competing for here. We're competing for the national process to be on Team Canada and represent Team Canada in Jamaica. There's a lot of pressure here for all the hitters.
Straight down the center, it looks, Rick. Off towards a little...
Again, down that right side, and you can see I got a little bit of roll this time, but checked up at 345. I'm 2 yards short of Ryan there.
And your third drive going out of bounds. Here comes the Hawk back with his fifth drive, his first going out of bounds. Sounded good on that one.
And again, you can see he's holding nothing back. He's trying to give it everything he can. Nothing left in the bag there on that swing.
Hanging right in the line there, around 371 yards.
And Hawk's got to be happy with that drive at 371. That's a tall order in these conditions with the wind blowing and that soft ground on the right-hand side. That was a huge drive.
Come on.
And Ryan up with his sixth drive here, hoping to beat that 371 yards. Big, powerful swing from Ryan.
And again, you can see he pushed that one out to the right side, down around 365, so not as long as the 371. But I got a tall order here ahead of me at 371. I know I got to let it loose here.
Coming up with Rick's fifth drive right now. Hoping to beat Hawkins' long drive of 371.
And you see that ball checking up there in that grass and ending up at 349. Still not enough to beat that 371 posted by Hawk.
And Rick stepping up right now, his sixth and final this time around. Rick's sixth ball. Concentration trying to beat that 371 from the Hawk.
And you can see that I pulled that one to the left. I was trying to get all I could behind that one, and as a result, overswung and pulled it to the left-hand side. And you can see here in the replay that, you know, big, strong power setup by Hawkins, and he swings all the way through that golf ball, getting all that weight behind it.
Checking our national standings so far this afternoon, Rick Benoit, he's been knocked out, and Ryan Hawkins moves on to face Jason Davies. Should be a good match coming up. Hey, stay with us. Our championship round coming up. Ryan Hawkins and Jason Davies on the International Long Drive Challenge from Port Rowan.
This portion of the program brought to you by Joe Sutherland Rentals for all your television production needs.
Welcome back to the International Long Drive Challenge at Starks Golf Course in Port Rowan. A great day, lots of sunshine out there. We're down to the final round. Jason Davies and Ryan Hawkins. These two are going to battle it out right now. And it's the final. Should be a nail-biter, right, Rick?
It'll be a great matchup between these two. You know, Ryan already has one loss to Jason earlier in this matchup. And you know what? Jason knows what he's got to do to pull ahead and win this thing. He only needs to beat Ryan once. For Ryan to win, Ryan has to beat Jason twice in this matchup. So it should be interesting to see what happens.
And up to the mound steps Ryan Hawkins with his second drive, first one going OB.
And you know, he really wants to post a number here. It's imperative to get one of those first three in, so you got something to chase and you give your opponent something to chase.
Sounds pretty happy with that one, judging by the applause out there. Nice long drive, Rick.
Yeah, big hop. Didn't quite get the roll I'm sure he wanted on that ball, but you know what? A 355 on ball number 2. At least he's got something to chase now. He can really, really go after it.
Ryan Hawkins steps up to the plate. This is his third drive here this afternoon. Wind has picked up quite a bit in the last short while. That might do something for the Hawks.
Yeah, and you can see that flag waving off his right shoulder there, and you can see that drive again coming in at 354. That wind is holding the ball up in the air. You can see the leaves in the background. The wind's really starting to blow now.
And it's Jason Davies. He's going to try to beat the 355 from the long drive from Ryan Hawkins.
Yeah, his first ball here, you know what? He's just looking at getting one in the grid, so he's got something to chase. And you can see by that drive, he opened up well on it and heading down into the trees on the left-hand side. Just got a little bit ahead of the ball and pulled it to the left.
And he steps up for his second drive, Jason Davies. Didn't look too happy with that one, Rick.
No, he's not too happy at all, but you can see he checked up short on his backswing a little bit, and his follow-through didn't come all the way around. As a result, OB on that one.
And we are back with Ryan Hawkins with drive number 4.
And all Ryan's trying to do here is build on his last. Let's see if he can do it. And he's trying to coax it back in. He's asking it to turn over.
Way up in the air, but down towards the left, Rick.
And again, you can see he's pushed it off the left-hand side. And being a lefty, you know, that's what happens when your hands don't come through quite quick enough. You leave it out to that left-hand side.
Some heavy concentration going into his 6th drive right now, Rick, as his 5th went OB.
And you can see by that he put everything into that swing, and he's trying to coach it back in. Let's see where that ball ends up. And it ends up on that left-hand side. You can see he just didn't come through quite quick enough with those hands once again.
And Jason Davies steps up for his 5th, his 4th going OB. Seems a little more relaxed.
Oh, and he got all of that one, and he's coaching it. Look at him looking down that grid on that. He wants that ball to stay in. He knows he got a hold of that one. Let's see where that ends up. He's coaching it. He wants that ball. You can hear him saying, stay in, ball, stay in. And there it is, 374. 374, that wins the competition. There is your new Canadian champion.
And Jason Davies, he's going to try for his... he doesn't really have to do this, does he, Rick?
No, he doesn't. He's technically won the competition with that 374, but you know, in competition, those are approximate measurements, so we want to confirm that 374 before we go any further into declaring him a champion. So he's going to hit this last ball just for insurance purposes. And on his last ball, he goes out of bounds, but it looks like 374 for Jason Davies, making him the new Canadian long drive champion. And going into the instant replay, you can see a good shoulder turn, good stable base all the way through the golf ball, and he opens those hits up right towards his target. Great job for Jason Davies here today.
Okay, recapping our current national standings, it looks like Jason Davies pulled off a big one, the newcomer.
He did a great job, Ron, and you know, in this sport of long drives, there are never any assurances, and Jason Davies pulled it off and is the new Canadian national long drive champion. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Starks Golf Course, where we're here in the tee box. with our first, second, and third place winners of the Canadian National Championships. For first place, Jason Davies. Congratulations. And second place with a stellar performance this weekend, Ryan Hawkins. And third place goes to Rick Benoit.
Yeah, that's me. Good job, guys.
And our big hit of the day going out to Jason Davies. 374 yards.
And you can see here, great setup, good solid base, great shoulder turn, good X factor in his swing, and he comes all the way around swinging through the golf ball. Great job, Jason, our new Canadian long drive champion.
What an exciting finish to the men's Open Canadian selection process, Rick.
Absolutely, Ron, an exciting finish indeed. Jason Davies, new to the sport of long drive in 2011, goes into the championship round with no losses, goes up against Ryan Hawkins, a veteran of this sport, and beats him out in the very first round. A great competition for Jason Davies and all the competitors. But the selection process for Team Canada looks like this. Jason Davies takes the #1 spot in the Canadian National Championship. Ryan Hawkins finishes second, and I ended up taking third place this year, Ron, so not a bad year for me either. But congratulations to all the hitters in this year's Canadian selection process.
Now, Rick, for those people who are sitting at home wondering how they can get involved in this sport, how do they do it?
Well, for those of you at home that are watching this show right now and you want to get involved in long drive, go to www.internationallongdrivechallenge.com and look for a qualifying process near you. And you too can represent your country at the International Long Drive Challenge and become a long baller.
Well, that'll do it for us here today. Until next time, for Rick Benoit, I'm Ron Yantho. Hit 'em long and hit 'em straight.